What's going on, YouTube? This is Sports Gaming 1. If you followed my channels in the past, you know I always do preseason simulations for college football and NFL. Decided to give it a try with college basketball. And really, if I'm going to continue with this, I need to know if you guys want to see it. So make sure you hit the like button if you want to see more teams. Let me know which teams you do want to see, as we are doing this with NCAA Basketball 10. Updated rosters for the 2018-19 season. That's why we're going to call it NCAA Basketball 19. And it's kind of complicated how I had to do this. I did some of the games in Dynasty mode, some of them in Exhibition. So it's not all going to flow together perfectly, but it does at least give you each game a simulation for each game. And we have to just do the conference schedule because the rosters just were completed and games have already been played. So we're just going to be simulating the conference schedule for each team. And we're going to start with Kentucky, one of the more popular teams. That's why I chose them. So let's get it started. Their first game is on the road at Alabama. You can see they're down by 7 here late in the game. A chance to cut it down to 4, but they missed the 3, have to foul. And it looks like Alabama's going to come away with the victory here. Alabama wins it 55-46. So a loss there in the SEC opener for Kentucky. Check out those old jerseys for Alabama. They do not wear those jerseys anymore. Again, this game's pretty old, but it's the best we can do. And if you guys want to see it, I'll continue. I'll do more teams. If you don't want to see it, I won't do any more teams. You just got to let me know down in the comments below. Kentucky rolls over Texas A&M 72-54. And you can see some of the stats here for the last 5 players on the court. So you can see Keldon Johnson with 20 points in this game, Hero with 21. You can also see Texas A&M's scores as well, and it doesn't show necessarily the starters. I think it just shows the last 5 guys on the floor. So, I mean, again, this is the best I can do with this game. You see Kentucky over Vanderbilt 67-41. Another big game from Keldon Johnson, 23 points. Kentucky now going to move to 2-1 on the season after this win over Vanderbilt. Then they beat Georgia on the road 73-51. Another impressive performance. They're now up to 3-1 on the season. As you take a look at some of their stats, Reed Travis had the big game in this one with 22. Moving on to the next game, it's on the road at Auburn. And you will see some highlights. You'll see some gameplay coming up. These games were just blowouts. That's why you're only seeing the scores. You see this game, I actually had to do this one in exhibition mode. Kentucky goes on the road, beats Auburn 89-67. That's going to put Kentucky at 4-1, so they're off to a really hot start. Check out the players of the game here. Reed Travis, 10 points, 14 rebounds. And again, you're going to see some highlights. You're going to see just some scores on some games that were blowouts. I can't do the game cast on the exhibition mode, so that's why you're at least going to see a little something from those. So let's go now to the next game. It's against Mississippi State. And Kentucky rolls again 70-65. This game was actually a little bit closer, but I think it was kind of a late comeback for Mississippi State, so it didn't come down to the wire or anything like that. Weatherspoon for Mississippi State had 24, so Kentucky gets the win by 5. Moving on to the next game, it's going to be at Vanderbilt. This one was good, tied at 56. Kentucky going inside, they would score and make it 58-56. 1:25 to play now. Vanderbilt with the ball. And it doesn't show the player names on this game, so it's hard to tell who's who. But Vanderbilt ties it up at 58. Here's a long 3 for Kentucky. Off the mark. Vandy gets the rebound, and they have a chance to take the lead here with just 30 seconds to play. Looks like they're going to hold for the last shot. No, they're going to go inside and get the slam, and Vanderbilt now up by 2. 26 seconds to play for Kentucky. They're going to call a timeout. Now with the ball. It's knocked away. They get it back, taking a forced 3. It's no good. Not a good shot. Vanderbilt grabs the rebound, and they can ice it away with a couple of free throws. They make the first free throw. Here comes the second. It is good. We have a 4-point game with just 6 seconds to play. Kentucky now running out of time. They take a last-second 3 here. It's no good, and Vanderbilt's going to win it 62-58. Just the second conference loss of the season for Kentucky. They fall to 5-2. A big game there from Vanderbilt as they pull off the upset. As we take a look at some of the highlights from this one, it was a pretty good game. Not necessarily a buzzer beater, but it was a good game. So next up for Kentucky is going to be on the road at Florida. That'll be a tough test. Let's go to that game. Florida up by 4. Kentucky 8 seconds to play, really not a lot of time, and for some reason they're walking it up the court, throwing it away, and that's how this game would end. So Florida wins it 63. Actually, they got fouled there, so they would make a couple of free throws. And Florida wins it 65-59. 2 losses in a row there for Kentucky as they fall to 5-3 in the conference. P.J. Washington, 5 blocks in the game. He was the player of the game for Kentucky. So we take a look at some of the highlights from this one again. Kentucky falling on the road at Florida. That's 2 losses in a row. Next game is going to be against South Carolina. It's a home game for Kentucky. Let's go to that game next. And you see they struggle again. They just fall to South Carolina 68-51. A little bit surprising that would be the score in that game. But yes, big win for South Carolina as the Gamecocks win at 68-51. Kentucky now with 3 losses in a row. They fall to 5-4 in the conference. So they were off to a really good start. Now not so good. Next game on the road at Mississippi State, you see the Wildcats win this one 87-68. So they get the win over Mississippi State, win both games against the Bulldogs, and they improve to 6-4 in the conference. Keldon Johnson had 25 points. It seems as if he's going to be the player, the main guy on this team. Looking at these stats so far, again, this is just a video game. It doesn't necessarily tell the whole story. I think Reed Travis actually is their leading scorer right now. But let's go now to the next game. It's going to be against LSU, and it's a home game for Kentucky. They win it 82-51, so they blow them out. Reed Travis had a big game, 24 points, 26 rebounds. Unbelievable numbers there. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you one of the closer games. I'm going to show you the last couple of minutes. I'm going to hop off the commentary and just let you watch this game as if you were watching a real game. It's going to be Kentucky hosting Tennessee, and I'll be right back at the end of this game.
He makes the shot. That's a momentum buster.
He's here to fight, baby.
They've got him trapped here, Dick.
Hey, they got him in some trouble, Brad.
Work the perimeter.
Spacing's so important. Get 15 to 17 feet apart.
Seconds. And he misses the shot. Loudon receives the ball. Washington picks up the foul. First personal foul. Oh, it looked like he had an easy basket coming up, but the defense commits the foul instead.
Great play there, Brad. He was able to foul him in order to prevent the easy basket. You know, seniors are a dying breed in college basketball these days. If you're a coach that was lucky enough to have a couple, it can definitely help you sleep at night knowing there are guys in your team who know what you want and know what it takes to be successful.
First one, good.
Drained it, left him a nylon, NBN.
That trap could spell some trouble. For 2, he gets it to go. That shot makes it a one-point contest.
Hey, it's anybody's game, baby. Look at that spacing.
He tries the 3. He misses the jumper. Goes up for 2. Here's a block from behind.
My man was on a mission.
Here's a double team. Moving it around the perimeter. We're at the 1 minute mark.
And the fans love it, man. They love it. Our house, baby, our house.
And the intensity is definitely starting to grow with this crowd right now, Dick.
Hey, this is definitely one of the toughest places to play and get a win. The team, the crowd, the noise, this place has all the ingredients to make the visiting team's day a long one.
Looking to move it around the perimeter.
better your chances.
Shot clock is dead. Well, it's time to start fouling. They got to stop the clock, Dick. Let's go back and take a look at this one again, Dick.
That's a strong take. A strong, strong take to the goal.
Foul, and that stops the clock again. They'll throw this one in from the side. And they continue to foul to stop the clock. So they'll inbound on the near sideline. Foul, and that stops the clock again. They're set to throw it in from the side. And they continue to foul to stop the clock. He goes to the line for the first time. Hits that one. That line is really being good to him tonight, Dick.
That line's always good, Brad. These guys just have to make good use of it.
Just like in practice. They have found their stroke at the stripe tonight, Dick.
This has always been an excellent free throw shooting bunch.
Timeout. They want to talk it over right here. And I look for something different here coming out of this timeout, Dick.
I wouldn't doubt it, Brad.
Pushes it up. He attempts the trifecta. Johnson is carrying his team right now.
This is a one-man show right now, Brad. This is supposed to be a team game.
That is a knocks it home and one.
What a poor job defensively. Nobody stopped the penetration of the ball.
Another great sophomore right here, Dick.
It's important to have kids like this on your team. They've had a year of experience, but they are still hungry to prove themselves to their teammates and coaches.
They're making good use of their free throw opportunities tonight.
Good free throw shooting teams seem to always give themselves a chance to win.
I get a feeling they've changed things up a little bit, Dick.
We'll see what they come up with, Brad.
Pushes it up. He tries to beat the clock. Nope.
All right, so a big-time shot there late in the game for Tennessee to win it as they pull off the upset here against Kentucky. Actually, I don't know if this will be an upset. Don't know where the teams will be ranked. Ignore the rankings on these games because, again, some were in dynasty mode, some were not. I had to put them in order for what the schedule is in real life, so the games in the dynasty mode are in a different order. So again, this was kind of a complicated process to put all this together, but hopefully you guys enjoy it. Again, Tennessee gets a big win there. Kentucky going to fall to 7-5. They then beat Missouri 81-43. So a big time blowout win there as they take down the Tigers. Kentucky then improves to 8-5. Next game against Auburn. Remember, they blew them out at Auburn. This time it's at Kentucky, and Auburn returns the favor with a blowout themselves, 72-48. As you check out some of the starters there for Kentucky, they did not have a good game. Okeke with 22, McLemore with 24 for Auburn, 18 rebounds also for Okeke. Seen some really high rebound numbers here on this game. So a tough loss there for Kentucky. They fall to 8-6. Next game is against Arkansas, and Kentucky gets a big win here, 84-69, the final. As they roll over the Razorbacks and get to 9-6 on the season. Keldon Johnson with 19 points, 8 rebounds. And again, this is one of those games we had to do in exhibition mode. It's complicated because I think about half the games were set up in Dynasty that I could use. And then like Missouri and Texas A&M, we had to set those up as non-conference games because they weren't in the SEC at the time, which is actually easy because you can set the games however you wanted them. but some games we did have to go and do an exhibition mode. So Kentucky gets the win there over Arkansas. Next game is at Tennessee. Tennessee up by 6. Kentucky a late 3 there to cut it to 3, but there is no time left. And Tennessee sweeps the series 76-70. Big win there for the Volunteers. Reed Travis, 20 points, 10 rebounds. Not enough for the Wildcats. They fall to 9-7 with 2 games left in the SEC. Next game is going to be on the road at Ole Miss. We'll go to that one next as you check out some of the highlights here from this one. Kentucky bounces back with the win over Ole Miss, 74-66. They win this one, get to 10-7 with a chance to beat Florida on their home court, get to 11-7, which would be a pretty good record. The SEC is going to be tough this year. So let's go to that game now, the final game of the regular season for Kentucky, and they lose to Florida 69-62. Keldon Johnson, another big game, 22 points. PJ Washington had 13 rebounds in that one. And the Wildcats fall again 69-62. They go to 10-8 in the conference, which is the exact same record that they had last year. I think they're expecting to do a little bit better than that this year. Some older guys on the team this year. They actually have a little bit of experience, some good freshmen coming in like they always have. But it'll be interesting to see. 10-8 again, the record here on our simulation. Again, we're planning to do this with more teams. I don't know how many teams I'll do, but we're going to go through the conference season for each team that we do. Let me know who you want to see if you want to see more of this. I'm doing this over on the gaming channel because I still have so much college football content over on the main channel. So we're going to probably be moving towards doing most of our gaming stuff here on this channel. So again, let me know your thoughts on this, any suggestions you have, anything that would make this video better, anything that you didn't like, anything you want to add down in the comments below. Again, let me know if you want to see more teams. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more here on the Sports Gaming 1 YouTube channel.